According to the CEO's latest live televised statement, XRP will be worth more than Bitcoin by the end of the year, and Bitcoin will be worth more than $200,000, 0 cents per cent. Ripple has given $10 million, 0 cents, to the U.S. federal government to kick off the process of using XRP for payments, which has been authorized by the Federal Reserve. This was reiterated by Ripple's CEO. Greetings to all. I am delighted today, as Ripple's initial public offering, IPO, is ready to commence. We are monitoring 2,994,034 for any signs of worldwide CBDC integration. The ProShares Trust's XRP ETF is scheduled to go public on April 30th, 2025, and XRP's value has already soared, reaching $50.17 on worldwide exchanges in South Korea. Now, it's clear that this is just the beginning of the huge bull run that will follow XRP's strong price climb to more above $2,940, 0 cents. Prior to the video's premiere, we're offering you free XRP. 1,000 XRP will be given out to every person who watches this film. I urge you to seize this wonderful chance to make money without spending a dime, because XRP's value could suddenly shift by tens of thousands of dollars. It's probably best to view the film right now. Starting at $28, 0 cents, XRP goes up to around $29, 0 cents, and then settles at around 8%. This film, which is also the title of today's video, is a necessary introduction to any discussion on XRP. This proves that Ripple's CEO was right about the XRP price going up. Therefore, we should increase the clip tax rate immediately, rather than focusing on what will happen in the next 6 months. Palua. We are betting on how the globe will be in 3 years. Have you given any thought to buying that thing a year ago? When it comes to taxes, I have no idea what would happen. You indicated in your opening statement that the IRS has crypto uncensored regulations, and now we're finding out even more about it. Multiple agencies coordinated the assault against the U.S. SEC and other branches of the Biden administration. A description of their financial statement, massive expenditures that didn't add together a year ago, are suddenly making perfect sense. Yet the government still isn't paying attention to the public's opinions, votes, or desires. Banks should stay out of this industry entirely for this reason. What a neat thing. Whenever I see you, I can still picture ourselves from maybe 2 or 3 years ago. What is the duration of the lawsuit against you? About 4.5 years have passed since that date, Christmas 2020. While we were talking, I was wondering what would happen next. It seems like we were close to resolving this matter. Well, it's good for Ripple and XRP, but it's good for the overall firm too. Aim to outsource these tasks to other countries. But the tide has turned in the past 4 years. It is more prudent to us to send them to foreign companies. Tell me the number of your personnel. It is unbelievable that we now have approximately 0 staff since we bought them. We have already established that these positions pay well. It didn't make sense to invest in a market where we couldn't find buyers. I'd like to hire people here, since I'm an American and I grew up in Kansas, where some of the world's top people work. In the past, we hired more individuals from other countries than from the U.S. itself. During Joe Biden's 4 years as president, this happened. Failed to see the value of a more streamlined system for international payment settlement for financial institutions. We need to be able to supply these groups with these tools so they can improve consumer experiences and enterprises. It has been over a decade since the Winklevoss brothers' plan to institute an exchange-rated system was supposedly rejected. After much anticipation, the long-awaited announcement that Bitcoin will not be available as an exchange-traded fund ETF was made public. There are a lot of them. For example, an XRP ETF was just formed this week. As of yet, it has not begun trading in the US, but 11 people have asked us to approve it. As part of our efforts to improve and regulate these markets, we paid $1.25 billion for Hidden Road this week, a top broker. Larger banks like BlackRock and the top Wall Street banks can now enter the market with the help of a more secure prime broker, which is a smart move for them. In the end, how do you feel about the trade war? Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have long been portrayed as a way to protect oneself against dollar decline fears. In fact, Larry Fink said on this network's show around a year ago that they acted as a hedge against obliterating untraded foreign currencies due to the dollar's precipitous decline during the previous 5 or 6 days. This morning, it remained at a 3-year low against the euro and a 10-year low against the Swiss. And hello, Frank, in today's market, cryptocurrency is on the rise, but its value is always changing. Why do Bitcoin prices rise and fall? There was no mistaking that Bitcoin was beating the stock market while tariff considerations were at work. Nevertheless, some predicted that it would outperform gold, which is currently, in my opinion, at an all-time high. As with every market, there are a lot of variables that influence that one, so I wish I could give you a simple answer. The future of that is still a mystery to many, but I have faith that its value will become crystal clear given its ability to stave off inflation. The basic idea is that more money will go into Bitcoin markets if we make them more useful. Even though I have my doubts about your intentions, I was wondering how much you would like Bitcoin to be valued. It is already. Cardano Blockchain's creator predicted that 250,000 tokens would be in circulation by year's end. XRP isn't going to be used, but I'll assume Bitcoin will. Despite how near it is, I don't think $200 0 cents is excessive. I think I've touched on this before, maybe 175 dots ago, but I still think most people don't know how the world's biggest economy, the United States, went from suffering enormous challenges to robust prevailing wins. Also, I think many still fail to recognize how huge of a deal it is that the world's greatest economy now has the world's largest asset